What's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to another episode of The Casual Nerd. So today's episode of The Casual Nerd is going to be just a little bit shorter. I only have 4 articles that I'm going to be going over, plus a bonus article that will be down in the description below so you guys can check it out. So if you guys have any articles that you want to send to me by chance on the Discord, on Twitter, wherever it may be, hold tight on to those bad boys until the week after this upcoming week. If that makes sense, because it's just going to be all E3 all the time on Monday. Okay, we're going to be covering so much on this topic, it's insane. I'm probably going to even be doing just an entire podcast alone on E3 and what was announced. So whatever I don't cover in The Casual Nerd, it'll be covered in a podcast episode with Chastity, because we have so much to talk about. So since today's episode is going to be short, sweet, and to the point, we're going to go into Horizon Forbidden West, where it states that it will reward you for investigating in its world, its weapons, and characters. Which I like. I like a good reward system where we can, get rewarded. It sounded snarky. I really didn't mean to come off that way. It was just that, okay, half of it was snark, half of it was just me like, yay, rewards. I love getting notifications and dings every time I just unlock an achievement. It's complete bliss. Another part of me is just like, another trophy. I may be a millennial, but my soul is that of a 40-year-old, okay? Now, it states here in the article that Horizon Forbidden West isn't asking you to focus on Aloy's face. It's asking you to focus on everything else. The smarter robots, updated arsenal, lush open world, and the new ways to explore it. Each of these are signs that the developer at Guerra Games is taking Aloy's latest adventure to the next level, offering a sequel with more nuance, agency, and enhanced sense of player connection to it. And the evolution between the two games is going to be palpable for anyone who played through the 2017 release, with the story of Horizon Forbidden West landing just 6 months after the events of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's clear that the 2 chapters are bound by a strong narrative thread. Aloy has survived Hades, aided by a bank of new companions, but then a new threat has emerged, the Red Blight, that's spreading across the land known as the Forbidden West. Although it does sound like at least some of our adventure may well take place in that original Colorado setting, with narrative director Ben McCaw stating that, in quote, the vast majority of the game takes place in the Forbidden West, unquote. The game's focus is this new locale. Referred to as the original game as a place of immense danger, Guerra Games is enjoying the idea of the Forbidden West being a new place we're actually going to explore. In quote, it's mysterious and it sounds dangerous, so I actually want to go there, in quote, laughs Mathis Dejonge, game director. I'm really excited about this game, which, by the way, I probably should put in the title of this in this video spoilers, because that just had spoilers in the article and I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn yet. It's okay, that's fine. It's the next game that I'm reviewing after Man of Medan, so we're fine. That meme of the dog that was sitting in the living room with like fire all around him, it's like, I'm fine. This is perfectly fine. Next up, we have some Resident Evil 4 news, and we have people who are bringing up things that they probably should have brought up way before, but they brought it up now because there's about to be a remake of Resident Evil 4. Did you get all that? Artist alleges Capcom stole her photo for the creation of multiple Resident Evil and Devil May Cry games. This is the thing that I have. When a remake is done of a game, that's when people get all antsy and they get so butthurt about things. I'm not saying that this person is lying, but it could happen that a person might be lying just to get clout or attention. You never know. It's the internet. Now, it states here in the article that an artist has alleged Capcom stole her photos in the creation of Resident Evil and Devil May Cry games. As reported by Polygon designer Judy A. Drek filed a lawsuit in Connecticut court on Friday that alleges Capcom used unlicensed copyrighted photos for the creation of some of its games and even for the Resident Evil 4 logo. That's why I'm kind of like this way, that way about it, considering the fact that, like I said, this is popping up right before we're getting news about, Resident Evil 4 remake. I don't know. If it did happen, yikes to Capcom. If it didn't happen, yikes to this person who's saying that that Capcom stole their artwork. But in any event, you don't steal somebody's artwork. That's just not cool. But in regards to this entire thing, let me know your comments down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this whole debacle situation. So next up, we have some Dead Space news, and it states here in the header that industry insiders hint at a Dead Space remasters. Industry insiders share suspicious conversation on social media that looks a lot like a hint about Dead Space making a return, which I know would please a lot of fans, especially me because I'm a Dead Space fan, so I would be very much pleased. Now, it states here in the article that Dead Space isn't necessarily a franchise that many gamers were expecting to hear about with relation to June's biggest gaming event, yet it's quickly becoming one of the more exciting topics of speculation with less than a week to go before Summer Game Fest and E3 2021 begin. This was sent to me before chaos ensued, so let's continue on. The discourse stems from an odd post and reply between insiders on Twitter, in which two talked about how it would be pretty cool if Dead Space came back with either remasters or a sequel. Well, when industry insiders talk about stuff, it's gonna happen. No. Just because people talk about it online doesn't mean it's gonna happen, okay? Calm down, Linda. And lastly, in gaming news, you have some Cyberpunk news, and it states here in the header that dozens of completed, unused areas in Cyberpunk 2077 found by a fan. Snapshot of Cyberpunk 2077 we could have got. This makes me sad. I read the article, and whenever I read it, it broke my heart, because this is what happens when you have a really bad HR team and they push for a game to be in the books by a specific time, and this is what happens, and it's sad. It's just really sad. Okay, I'm sad. So it states here in the article that Redditor Pablo397 created a compilation of locations that went unused in the final game. The most striking thing is that they're almost completely finished, and some even have NPCs assigned to them. The only difference is that those NPCs act oddly, showing that the development of the location was dropped. Also of note is an unused luxurious apartment. Buying property was a feature that was mentioned during the E3 2018 demo of the game, and it's possible that this is a remnant of that. Despite being inaccessible to players during normal gameplay, the interior is fully rendered and even has a pool and large balcony. Another apartment found by this player has an unfinished interior but parked Hoover car on the balcony that suggests it may have been part of a quest or another property available for V to buy. Makes me sad. I mean, that's the thing about, a game company. You're supposed to allow them time to make the game that is going to be presentable to its audience. Whenever you see something that is in production and you see something that is still a work of progress, it looks finished but it's not. I think that's kind of the saddest thing to see in a game, because it's just like a ghost. It's there, it's still something that looks like it's just like a shell of what was. And I think that's the saddest thing of all whenever we look at the creation of Cyberpunk 2077, right? People think that it was rushed. The concept itself wasn't rushed. It was the production and the development and all the little things that went into it towards the end. That's what was rushed. 10 years on a game doesn't mean that it's a long time. There's so much that goes on when making a game that by the end of it, you focus on certain things more than others during the creation. You might focus on advertisement more. You might focus on graphic art more. You might focus on development more. There's so many little nitpicky things that go into game development that I think by the end of it got the head of themselves. And this is just me speculating right now. I don't know what CD Projekt Red was going through. This is why we don't look at games purely because of hype. We look at what they can do and what is beneficial for us. The game was overly hyped. It was oversold. Number one, because of Keanu Reeves, and number two, because of the fact that it was this futuristic world that really wasn't an IP that we saw before. So let me know your guys' thoughts down the comments below. I can't wait to see what you guys think of not only the Cyberpunk article that I discussed, but Horizon Forbidden West and Dead Space and just all of these different things that are happening. Even Resident Evil 4 remake. Are you guys excited to see a remake for Resident Evil 4, or would you rather them just keep a classic a classic? If you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below, because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And per usual, stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, you guys.